It's always fucking up. Stupid. What up? The hell is this voltage? What the heck? Shit, just chilling. Gonna get this out there. Want to come up here? You can. The internet's being a bitch. Oh yeah, I gotta go bring everybody in here. Cause they ain't good. Ow, fucking ankle.
What's cracking? What's cracking, dude?
Shit's chilling.
Yeah, I'm sitting here fucking around with some music.
Oh, that's.
As you can see.
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't know if you
forgot
can
to
see.
give everybody a notification again. Fuck.
Here, let me duck. My guitar's in the background. Bass. Got this shit right here. Let me see if I can.
Well, I guess Trump brought us to the. We are now fighting with. We are now
Iran.
helping Israel now in the fucking war now.
Oh no shit. I mean,
And,
is it? Have they declared war?
Russia told us if we blow up, yeah, they have. Russia told us if we blow up Iran, Russia is going to send nukes over here.
No shit. Damn.
And they're
going to fuck they must have some type of they must have some type of money ties to Iran. I think they supply them with some type of shit.
Yeah, they do.
Oil or fuel or whatever the fuck.
Supply them with a bunch of nuclear missiles and shit.
Yeah, something's going on with
Rocket
them.
Man, Russia gave them a bunch of nuclear missiles.
I could never fully understand it all the way because I just don't have time for all that shit. I got other things to think about. You know, I just get little bits and pieces, and
yeah, me too. I got to worry about other shit. Like,
yeah, I'm not a scholar in fucking politics or
join the if you join the war with Israel, he's gonna start fucking blowing us up. What does Trump do? Join the fucking union with Israel.
All we can do
is I'm doing it anyways.
You know what?
Oh, like what the
his
fuck?
name is his name worth the energy to complain about? It's just really. Who haven't we complained about? You know, who's taken office that nobody's complained about? There's always something to complain about, right? Our best bet is not to complain and just focus on ourselves. You know, from the inside out. That's what I do. It's like, fuck, if I had let every little fucking thing out there bother me, fuck, I wouldn't have any hair. That's why I got hair, man. Fuck, I don't worry about shit. I try not to, you know, try to focus on the good. I used to, man. there was times I just let little shit bother me too, you know.
Well,
Back in the day.
did you get PTSD?
I've had, you know, my little share of
All
that.
that shit.
It's just, you know,
Probably
got to learn
seen
how to
a lot
control
of
it
shit in
over.
combat. Yeah.
Got to learn how to control it over, you know, through discipline. You know,
Oh hell yeah.
it's got to be disciplined about it. Just like anything else, you know, the mind's stronger than the body.
When you were in the Vietnam War, were you
1 year after?
1 year after?
I was 17.
My fiance's father, when he was alive, he was in the war.
I tried to go into Vietnam when I was 16, and they wouldn't accept me. And they told me to come back next year and have my parents sign me in, which I did. And by that time, it was over.
My
but
father lied, and they took his ass in at 17.
We were, well, I had to have my parents sign me in because I was only 17. But
my father didn't have shit. He told them he was 18.
Even at 18 years old, you know, over in the Philippines, which is very close to Vietnam, we were still chasing out terrorists out of the jungles back then, you know, locking and loading.
My father was on a battleship in the Mediterranean, and when all the people in the Vietnam War were fighting, they would call up his ship and be like, "We need fucking recruitment and shit." And he'll fucking send a missile and fucking ICBM or whatever the fuck it is all the way over there and blow all those motherfuckers up. And then after he pushes the button, he takes his ass back to sleep. And they get another person to do it.
I guarantee you, they've shut down over in the Philippines at least one huge base that I know of. It was a naval base, Subic Bay. It was in right outside of along the Post City. Was right outside of the base, and
oh shit,
that place, it was there for many years, many decades, and then it closed down. I think it was the 80s, and that town and everything around it hasn't been the same since.
My fiance's father was hit with Agent Orange in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of friends with that shit.
And he had and after that happened, like 10 years later, he had elephantitis in his legs.
I believe it.
He got all fucked up, dude. I saw him.
Yeah,
my dad. A lot of shit about that. I was like, holy fuck. But when
you can catch all sorts of shit, man, in the jungles over there.
Fuck yeah. Those fucking
bacteria and shit.
They don't fuck around. They had fucking pointing fucking sticks in the ground with. They take their feces, they put it on top, so when you fucking fall on that, their fucking bacteria goes right into your fucking bloodstream.
My dad was a World War II Marine, and he tried to talk me out of going into the Marines. He's like, "Why you want to go in there?" I was like, "Hey, I want to see what Dad went through." You know, I heard there, you know, this and that.
I wanted to do it. They told me
I had a lot of friends that were in the Marines too, so
I wanted to join the Army.
And, you know, I figured he tried to talk me into going into the Air Force. You know, to tell you the truth, he was like, "Man, that's the most civilized branch of them all. They're the closest to being a civilian is the Air Force." But I was like, well, since he went in the Marines, I figured I'd just try it out, you know. Yeah. Some of the shit I regret. Some I don't.
So, do you think the Vietnam War was a police action?
What?
A police action.
What do you mean?
Because they had so much heroin over there. It wasn't fucking funny. That's where 95% of the heroin was coming from, was Vietnam.
Yeah, there was. I don't know about the drug scene over there. What was going on?
Crazy over there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
These fucking heroin popping motherfuckers. That's basically why we lost the war in Vietnam, because everybody was all high and shit on fucking that shit.
Yeah, nobody wanted that shit.
Plus, they found
both sides lost a lot of people over what?
Plus,
over nothing.
Plus, they lost that war because they were in somebody else's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even know what the fuck is going on back there.
Yeah, jungle warfare.
Yeah, and they got fucking all kinds of traps and shit.
Yeah, mines and booby traps.
Charlie is a motherfucker when it comes to that shit. Holy fuck. Goddamn.
Remember the Rambo movies?
Fuck yeah, my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I had all the shit. I had the Rambo big wheel, the Rambo fucking
those cool movies. I liked it. It was, something.
And Rambo is it's a real person.
Yeah, he is. He was. And I think he's still alive.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Probably is.
Motherfucker did not. Yeah, I think he was I think he was Latino, Mexican, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he was a white guy.
He was
or a black guy.
He was more superior than a Green Beret. He was
he
more
did.
Superior than a Green Beret. That motherfucker will kill you in 2 seconds.
He saved supposedly, he saved a bunch of lives, and jeopardizing his own. Yeah, there's a little story about him on the internet. You can get really easy. Just look up
and they're making
the real
a part
Rambo.
6.
Yeah, that's why I heard they were looking into making a new movie. Are they going to use Sylvester?
Yeah, it's the last one. They're gonna what's up, Mind Trades? How you doing? They're gonna
his last movie.
Rambo's gonna pass away in this one.
Oh shit! That's gonna be a sad part.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to see him die. I want to see him retire and shit. Go on food stamps.
That's my fucking role.
I want to see him retire, man. Go on Social Security and food stamps and all that.
Esther Stallone said he wants him dead.
Hey, what's up, Big Mo?
If you keep him alive, it's going to be a part 7, part 8, part 9.
I can't see shit without these foggy fucking glasses on. Better clean them up. Did you guys just wake up?
Looks like that.
No, I've been up for quite some time.
Plants.
Fuck, I've been up for 1:30, somewhere around there. 1:30 this morning.
Fuck, dude. Come up here, Mo.
What's poppin'?
5. Basically, I went to bed at 5. Woke up at 7.
What's
fucking sleep? Okay, I already took my sleep when I was fucking passed the fuck out for 3 hours. I don't need sleep. Sleep causes cancer.
Sleep causes cancer? Did you just say that?
How I go to if I wanted to.
Did you just say sleep causes cancer? Maybe that explains why I never mind. That's funny.
That's why he just stopped sleeping for a couple of weeks.
You said what?
I said he should stop sleeping for a couple of weeks.
Oh, I think he does when he drinks like 8 cups of coffee.
He sleeps. Well, yeah, you're gonna be up all fucking day.
He was saying,
Mendo. I got Mendo breath.
he was saying to me one time, he goes, man, I can't get any sleep. And I said, how much coffee you drink? He's like, 6 to 8 cups a day. I'm like, well, no wonder you can't sleep.
Yeah, well, that's why. It's like fucking 200 milligrams a fucking cup of coffee. Goddamn. It's like
I can only drink 1 or 2, and that's enough.
Fucking milligrams.
I don't like the jittery feeling.
Fuck that
Is
shit.
that right now? We're getting ready to go grind up
chest.
some mental cookies. Yeah. Big Mo's rolling up some Mendo cookies. All right, man. We'll be here waiting on your ass to get outside.
Yeah.
Puff, puff.
Hurry up and get over there.
You can join us. Big Mo from Arizona.
And my brother was like, my brother said, we heard about that shit about Trump. He's like, well, that's your going to war. I go, going to war? It's going to be here, motherfucker.
I hope that. Hope they don't bring that shit here.
No,
we don't need any fucking nukes.
But it could happen.
Yeah, they're threatening nukes. And I'm like, shit, you better have control over.
There's people in this country got to quit pretending. We're not invisible.
They're getting through to Israel, too, with a lot of shit. I'm like, damn.
Remember what happened at 9/11?
Mm-hmm. I know.
We can have it here.
Next thing you know, we're on high alert status where our movement's going to be limited. You know, like at the airports, like they did to us during the 911 thing. Like
I guarantee if I see war happening, I'm going in the fucking sewer. Goodbye.
Start stocking up now on your goodies, your munchies, your food, your you might need it. I don't know.
I won't need it for a while. I'm fat. I'll fucking live off my fucking fat cells for a couple of weeks.
Do you know Christopher 54?
What's up, Christopher? How come you don't have a wrench?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why he doesn't have the blue wrench. Look at that, man. You got a homie without a blue wrench. Shame on you. I'm going to strip you of your juggalo stripes.
There you go, Christopher.
There you go, Christopher. You got a blue wrench.
Now you're one of us.
He's probably wondering the same thing. I think there's a flinch in the system because that happened to me before on somebody else's stream.
Well, before I go into the sewer, I'll take a match and I'll throw it in the sewer. If the streets don't blow up, then it's good to go.
It means no gases.
Yeah, there's no methane down there or any fucking shit that don't blow up. I'm good.
I hear you.
I already been in my sewer system already in my fucking town. When I was 7 years old, I opened it up and went down there looking for the Teenage Mutant Ninja fucking Turtles.
Damn.
Me and my friend did. Two fucking.
You would have shit a motherfucker with a shell on his back popped out on your ass.
Fucking 2 7-year-old kids
with a pair of nunchucks. Yeah, fuck you up. You seen a giant turtle with a shell and a pair of nunchucks.
I would shit my fucking pants. It's like, there's nothing down there but fucking rats.
Come back.
Spiders and fucking feces up the ass. Shit everywhere. These big ass pipes down there. Which way you want to go, left or right? I took the right. Then I took a left, I think. Then I got lost in that motherfucker. We went back up. I took a piece of thread. I tied it to a ladder, and I took that motherfucker all the way to the trail.
Mm-hmm.
At 7 years old, I knew how to do that shit.
String or thread?
Yeah, thread. We used thread.
Thread.
Luckily, the thread didn't break, and then we wouldn't. It
was probably nylon.
Or some shit, dude.
Nylon doesn't break too easy.
And then I got to the ladder, and some dude's fucking head came out of the fucking in the hole. was like, what the fuck you guys doing down here?
Any spare thread?
It's a fucking police department, the fire department were there, and the public works were there.
Just looking for turtles, that's all.
Just looking for turtles. Like, get the fuck out of the sewer. You don't belong there.
The ninja type.
They fucking lock that sewer. It ain't gonna open no more. It's locked.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a key to
because of you. They blocked.
Because of me and my friend looking for the fucking Ninja Turtles.
You damn Ninja Turtle.
I went to my fucking garage and I stole my father's what is that? Troll car. And I'm walking down the fucking street with it.
Damn.
No one didn't even say shit. Because in the 80s, nobody didn't give a fuck. Then they're like, whatever, he's probably doing something, making a clubhouse.
For real.
All because the first episode of the fucking Ninja Turtles came out. We were like, oh, that's where they live.
That's where they live.
Yeah, in the fucking sewer. And then I'm looking out my friend's window. I'm like, there's a sewer hole right there. Right
it was popping every lid in Chicago.
Oh, they probably were.
I'll be right back after these messages. I gotta go get my stuffed roller joint.
Kids were getting in trouble back then.
Hey, DT. I'll be right back, man. I gotta grab my shit so I can roll up a joint. I'll be right back. Hey, you're talking like a chipmunk. Might wanna change your settings. Back, leave and come back. Here's Chipmunk in this. He'll be back. I'll be back too. I gotta grab my
like
stash.
The Predator and shit.
I know. He was like, I gotta grab my shit.
One dude that did that shit was Michael Wisboo. What up?
Not a thing, brother. How about you?
Shit, just chilling.
I hear you. I'm only going to be up for a matter of about 5 minutes. I got to take my wife to a couple of doctor's appointments this morning, but I wanted to come in and show some respect to you.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks a lot, man. Hell yeah.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. How you feeling this morning? You high yet?
All right. I'm fucking stoned. This fucking Blues Brothers weed. God damn, they know what the fuck they're doing.
Nice.
I even told fucking Dan Aykroyd and fucking like, I got your weed in here. That's fucking fantastic. Oh, fuck, dude. You see how fantastic it is? Maybe eat this.
Oh, no shit.
Fucking munchies.
I'm sucking on this roach like it owes me money.
I didn't even sleep yet. I woke up at 5 o'clock, sitting here like this. Woke up.
Wow.
5 o'clock. Went to sleep. It was 6 o'clock. I was like, fuck it, I'm going back up again.
How the hell can you sleep sitting up, man? I sleep sitting up, I'd be hurting for the next week.
Practice. I could sleep anywhere, really.
Not I.
That's how I prepared my body, just in case something happens. Like, if I all of a sudden become homeless, I know how to sleep on the ground.
There you go. What's going on, Christoph?
Man, the fucking heat in the World War III is heating up now, man. You see what happened? Fucking Russia told us if you blow up Iran, we're gonna send nukes to your country. And what does Trump do? He owing Israel. So we're part of Israel now, helping them.
Juggalo, we've always been part of Israel helping.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're going to help them anyways because that's part of because we're going to because they're part of our territories.
Yep.
I think that's See, yeah. You got Russia over there. Don't do that. Shut up, dude. That's why I can't be the president because I would have already blew up fucking Russia already.
Took a couple of hits off that roach this morning. That'll do me enough until I get back, I hope.
Oh, yeah. Well, you probably ain't going to see raw rolling papers anymore in this country.
I heard.
They're getting banned.
I heard. What's that, bubble gum?
This is rolling papers and the what are those called again?
They're zigzags, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 50 tips and 50 leaves for rolling papers.
Nice. What's up, late night Dash?
Whoever invented the tips, thank you very much.
I roll my own tips. I buy the raw tips. The raw.
Whoop whoop. I do that too sometimes when I can't find one. Fucking roll piece of paper.
I wish I knew how to roll cones. I wish I could figure out how to roll.
I found this thing at the weed dispensary. They have these big giant cones, and it has a thing where you put it inside the cone and you put the weed in there, and it fucking fills it up for you.
Nice.
I'm gonna go when I get my money again. I'm gonna go out there and get supported. I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna get all the. I'm trying to get all the raw fucking papers before they go out and before they get banned again. I'm glad I got this now. Fucking illegal. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'll be right there.
Hey.
Hello?
Whoop, whoop.
I'm glad I got this. This is going to be a fucking antique item pretty soon.
I'm back. I'm back.
That's my second joint of the morning. I had one about 6 a.m.
This is my second, maybe third. Mine's bigger than yours, man.
Mendo cookies.
ET's like, mine's bigger than yours.
I want to roll a bunch of fucking.
I'm not gonna fall for that.
Willie McGee baseball.
Mine's professional.
I'm ready to hit a home run with this shit.
I win.
You win.
So I hear I got lucky and got one of the last boxes of raw King Cones.
And the winner is Juggalo.
I wish I did.
For the joint rolling.
But I got some Blues Brothers weed right here.
You're the winner.
I'm always the winner.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, it's a
Dan and who? Dan and
by the way,
Jimmy.
Mo.
Dan and John.
I was telling you about that drink.
Jimmy Belushi is the older brother.
Electrolytes.
Jimmy.
For the heat. Before you do shit outdoors. This is
Was Jimmy older than John?
Yep.
Really good stuff.
He's the oldest one.
No fucking shit.
Yep.
I always thought that Jimmy was the younger brother.
Who's that?
Jim
Belushi brother.
Oh.
He's doing all this for his brother, he said.
Can you see that,
doing
Mo?
This for everybody who needs weed and for my brother because he was a cool person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
electrolyte.
Good for electrolyte at Walmart.
Yeah, no matter, despite the fact I'd had over, 60 ounces of fluid.
Gotta go, gentlemen. I feel y'all later on.
Okay, talk to you later.
what happened to him.
I still felt the heat. Yeah, I still felt the heat yesterday. And I'm feeling it today too. You know, after that
it
6
rained
o'clock
all day
joint,
yesterday
I'm
over here.
like,
It went from
and, you know, kind of feeling run down right now. You know, I had something to eat.
It went from 80 degrees, like 89 degrees to like 60 in about fucking 5 seconds.
It ain't going to drop that fast here. I wish, like Mo said, we wish.
I fucking wish, no doubt. Man. I'd be out here in shorts and a t-shirt, man.
If it dropped to like 50 to 60 right now, it would feel like winter to us.
Yeah, because our winters haven't been getting that cold anymore.
No, it's been really mild.
This fucking climate is fucking weird in this country.
And it seems like over the recent years out here, it's been getting really windy.
Like, what the fuck is
over the years? Really windy. Each year it seems to get windier.
Like, in California 3 years ago, it was fucking 17 fucking high of snow and shit over there.
You know, it's probably warming up.
Yeah, feet of snow. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on over there? It was snowing like a motherfucker.
Over the
now
whole
it's all hot now.
U.S., you know,
it's all
strange weather.
This weather, it's fucked up, dude.
Strange weather, even in the Midwest and the East and
that fucking Harpus shit. That's what it is.
It's so strange.
See what they're doing. Are
happy.
And
when we were growing up, it was amazing because we got, let's see, Massachusetts, Texas, Massachusetts, Colorado, California, New Mexico, and then all the way across Europe. So we got to see all the different weather and shit.
Nothing seems to be really consistent these days with the weather. You know, like your typical weather patterns for each state. It seems like it's getting a little bit out of whack for everyone. You know,
because you got storms coming up from all directions now. Whereas at one time they usually came from only one direction or majority of them only. Now they're coming from both ends and up and down.
And that's what she said.
See that right there? You know what that is right there?
Hey, what? you know
right there? Gorilla glue.
Damn.
Oh, damn! You almost smoked it all.
You know,
I still got a lot here.
There's a hurricane right now that's present in the Gulf of Mexico, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's hurricane season right now.
There's one right next to the Gulf of Mexico. It's hitting
what do they call it?
Right around Acapulco or somewhere around there.
Oh, that sucks because that's supposed to be that's tourist environment. So
that's an area you don't typically see hurricanes hit too often either. It's right there at the bottom of Mexico. Kind of strange.
It's on the coastal side. I mean, Acapulco's in the Gulf Coast.
You know, we've been really fortunate with we've been fortunate with the monsoon seasons over the
you mentioned that the wind had picked up, but there was a lot of drop off in monsoons.
Hardly anything as far as rain goes.
Don't worry, it's going to get more crazier soon. So the hurricanes rolling.
It's been getting real dry. You know, I think that's what happened to California when those wildfires sparked up. They were in such a drought for so long, and they weren't allowing their people to water shit, or use their water, and it fucked them up. They didn't have hydrants turned on. They didn't have anything turned on ready to go.
Yeah, because they had no pressure in the system because they emptied the fucking reserves.
Oh yeah, they weren't prepared at all. And it's like, how are you going to dry out your state like that and not be prepared for a wildfire when you got all that shit around you?
Get all the tinder cleared out, because if you don't, that's just nothing but a fucking combustible bomb
ready to go up at like a matchstick.
And people say it happened like that. I was here, and the whole fucking neighborhood was destroyed in a minute. Gone.
All it took was a cinder to float through the air and land in another spot, and boom, then that goes up. If you just
and then any help from the wind just fucking fed the flames, man.
and it produces its own winds at one point. It starts going into a
Once it starts,
fire-nado, where it's a tornado of fire and shit.
It's even worse. I got to deal with a tornado and a fire.
Yep.
Anything that thing touches will be on fire.
They drive that fucking state out.
The heat vortex, it acts just as similar as to any kind of cold vortex, you know, where you have freezing storms that just fucking nail people with fucking.
It probably wouldn't hurt to just sprinkle some shit out there in the wilderness, in the wild, you know, with those big planes, and just to get, you know, get that shit kind of moist out there or something, you know. Damn. Especially close to the residential areas, you know, you want to really protect that area. At least create a, because you know how they start fires to burn shit out so it doesn't, you know, go a certain direction. They should have did that maybe with the water ahead of time before all the fires started, and just kept that area moist in the vicinity of the residential areas. At least it would have made a distance between the rest of the shit that caught fire.
Even when men take precautions like that, cutting fire trails and shit through forests and crap. Look at what happened in Rio Doso. They had all that, you know, for decades already, because that was a resort area, man. That was a high-end travel tourist area through New Mexico. And that shit went up like a tinderbox.
Yep.
And they strike the fucking fire trails and shit. I mean, God, it's a mess. It'll be decades, if not a century, before it returns, if it returns.
If we still have
I'm not even for sure people had access to even using their own, you know, garden hoses at one point. I don't know.
Yeah, they showed videos of people trying to do that in Rio Doso, New Mexico. Gotta go, man. The fire's too hot. I can't stand here holding this hose.
Good luck with that shit. Fuck. Gonna need a fucking fire hose.
Well,
too many people.
If we do have World War III and it comes here, I'm going to my friend's house getting all the ammo.
No, you just stick your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
Fuck that. I'm going to get beat with him. We're going to have a little fucking fun.
You know what's so funny? It isn't even going to take that much for us to go into the next ice age. All they got to do is take out the fucking infrastructure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the power grid is fucking dilapidated. It's outdated. It hasn't had an upgrade. Just like our refineries haven't. And those are the two soft targets. And those soft targets exist throughout the coastline of America, and then the whole fucking states of Texas and Oklahoma.
If you're if you don't have internet for at least 7 hours, you better look at the news and start looking at shit, because shit's about to get serious then.
That old,
because all that should be gone unless Starlink's up, and unless you got Starlink.
All that stuff probably applies to everyone else as well. You know, their shit ain't up.
Oh, everybody. And the thing about it is that's what all it'll take to destroy over 80% of the United States population. It would be equivalent to having the caldera go off in Yellowstone, which would, you know, immediately do the same thing.
Well,
but in the event, in the fact that they take out the power grid, they just sit back and watch. They won't even have to expend troops, but these assholes are such fanatics. They'll get millions of their soldiers killed trying to fucking overtake America, because we're the most fucking armed nation on the planet.
Everybody from the Y babies and the Z babies will fucking flip their grid because they have no more computers.
And they're the least prepared, and you can see that, hear that in their talks and responses when people come up to the street. Can I ask you a question? No. What are you doing? What are you doing here?
You know, there's a lot of Iranian people that don't like that regime that's in power right now, and they're making comments all over the internet. I don't know where they're coming from exactly, you know,
And that's the problem, because again, with the history and the way that it worked out back in the 70s, I mean, hell, there were high school kids going to high school in Tehran in the 60s and 70s. You know, United States students going to military schools out there, or I wouldn't call them military, but, you know, State Department schools and shit like that.
There's a lot of Iranians that are actually thanking the U.S. for doing something for a change that will change this regime, supposedly. You know, that's up to their people, though. They, you know, they're going to have to get the right people in power next time around. You know, if that can work out for them.
Yeah. I was reading something or watching a video again to learn more about the current regime and how much different it is from the fanatics of the 70s, and it is no different in a sense. They're the same mullahs that, you know,
they're still following
the
same Reddick, the same
death to the infidel, death to the infidel, death to the infidel,
death to Israel, death to the infidel, death to the Western culture. It's all that. It's always been that, you know.
Never changes. Never changes.
But like I said, I don't think that, according to what I've been hearing, the majority of the people, their people in power doesn't speak for the masses. So, and I think Israel and the United States most likely understand that. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be giving them warnings to get out and evacuate. You know, if you didn't give a fuck about their people, you would say fuck them. You know, but here's what Iran's thinking. You know, I'm not saying, you know, the citizens in general, maybe some, but the military and the leaders are thinking over there, fuck Israel, fuck United States, like you said, they've been saying all along, death to you guys. And then I heard a guy, a military personnel from the Iranian army, a young kid, he was like, death to Israel, and I don't care if you're a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old baby, we'll kill you too. Come on, man. That's the difference you'll see between the United States and Israel when it comes to our military. We're not out. Our people aren't out to kill innocent people. Of course, innocent people get killed in every war. No matter what war, you're going to have innocent bystanders getting killed.
Well,
you know.
Get out of the way.
Well, it's the humanity of giving them the warning, get out, is what, you know, they chose not to listen.
Right. Well, certain ones choose not to listen. Certain ones don't have much means to get out either.
Or they get told, no, you're not going anywhere. You're staying right here because you're our shield. You know, we're going to use women and children.
A lot of them are forced to stay, maybe. A lot of them are maybe free to go. A lot of them don't have the means to get out because of the way they're living over there. You know, it's easy to say, hey, let's jump in the station wagon and load up and go. You know, they're limited on gasoline over there too now. You know, I think it was like 10 gallons per car or something at each gas station. They're really limited on their sources now because of all this shit going on. And of course, you're going to have innocent lives taken in on all sides, you know. But to talk for the Iranian military to target civilians like they just did the other day with the hospital, they bombed the hospital. Come on, man. It's a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
You know? It's not.
They're gonna actually, you know, they're doing more damage to themselves this way because the rest of the world cannot ignore it.
Yeah, it's an inhumane thing that when you're taking out little babies and kids, and you're saying that you're saying that this is what we don't care about doing, you know. Well,
and that's what the like the attack from the Palestinians claiming that Israelis are shooting kids in the head in Gaza, and then they never provide any fucking evidence of the fact.
No proof.
Nothing. And it's like, okay, so where is it? Let me see this. Who's telling you this shit?
Cheap talk, yeah. Talk is cheap. Let's see the proof in the burden. Let's just see it.
Yeah. And that was the same thing with the Ukrainian-Russian war. They'll tell you one thing and say all this shit about how the Ukrainians are kicking the Russians after. Well, then show us.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about? Where's our money? What is our taxpayer dollars paying for?
And they got to figure too where they're getting their source of information from. It's coming from a one-sided source.
Yeah,
you know,
very one-sided because they control it. They control the news info.
Yeah.
They control the internet. They control the net.
And
for now.
same we could say over here too. You know, even our own fucking media over here is not going to tell you the truth altogether. You know,
I don't even watch the news anymore.
I don't either. It's too fucking negative.
Gas motherfucker. Even
I like
CNN.
watching people making videos of our news agencies and showing their hypocrisy.
Mm-hmm. I get enough news on the internet, YouTube. You know, just searching. I'm like, what's this shit? Oh fuck, what's this? What's that? Oh shit, fuck. And then I got to thinking, fuck all of this. I'm playing some music.
Come on, guys! It's almost 20 June. Quit your humping. Holy shit! Fucking doves. The doves around here.
Doves?
Yeah, these doves on the wall, man. They go in town. They're throwing that shit all over the wall.
Are they the big ones or the small doves?
Oh, big. They're big as pigeons. And they coo like motherfuckers.
You know,
they got that. They also got that weird sound they make. Oh,
yeah.
And it sounds like.
funny thing about doves. One day, me and my friend were high. We fucking smoked a joint one day. We were high, and he had a tree in his backyard, and he was pulling on this branch, talking to me, and there was like a nest of doves sitting on top of the branch when he was pulling it, and he went. All the fucking babies came out of that motherfucker. We were like, what the fuck? All these fucking birds coming out of your tree, dude. He just killed a whole fucking pack of fucking doves. He's like, what the fuck? Touching more trees anymore.
Wonder where DT took off to all of a sudden.
He had to go.
He had a phone call.
Wife
phone call.
Oh, his wife probably has to be picked up or something.
Doctor appointments.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a while. Be back at 12.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Where's the big cat when you need one?
Oh, fuck. We got plenty of. We have my cats around here. There's plenty of cats.
It's the little lemon tree in our yard, and then beyond that is the one of the street trees, the city trees and shit, and that's our wall. And those type doves make nests right in that big tree.
Right.
And at night, every fucking night, that cat walks that wall and pounces into that tree and gets what he wants.
What tree are they in?
The bigger one on the other side of the wall.
I used to have a lemon tree that size in my yard, and it got knocked over by a storm. It just fucked it all up. I was getting like 100 to 200 big ass fucking lemons off of that tree.
Did the storm? At the time it split or anything like that? You had a lot of fucking lemons still waiting to be picked?
Yeah. I took them all off. I gave them away.
The wind hits those limbs, and man, they'll pull apart. That's how this little thing is a bush now. It used to be as big as the tree behind it.
How many lemons you get about each season?
Oh hell, Mom used to pick it at least.
Looks like maybe over 100.
Easily, and she would give the shit away to the neighbors.
Yeah,
by the bag.
Because you can't eat that many fucking lemons in one summer. Even if you made lemonade every day.
I think she'd pick at least as many as 4 bags of lemons, and she'd keep half a bag for herself, and all the others she'd hand out to the neighbors and to family members. The neighbors were, they're temporary because their husbands work on the Air Force base as pilots, from another country. They're being trained out at Luke. And so they were what are they? Oh, shit. I don't want to say Pakistani because that's bullshit. They're not Pakistani. There's something else. Suriname,
Pakistan?
something like that.
Pakistan?
No, these are military
Palestinian?
Air Force pilots that are training here in Luke Air Force Base, Arizona, and probably in other bases throughout the United States, in Texas, and out there at Wright Pat, wherever there's a large amount of planes. That's where there's a lot of training going on. And we got our fair share here. Well, we lead the nation in training pilots from other nations.
Even pilots that don't want to land a plane.
Yeah, that happened.
That was
Why
a
did that
red
happen?
flag, wasn't it?
That was. Yeah, that was a red flag, and they ignored it.
Want to
They
land
ignored it. They ignored it. They said,
There's actually
"Yeah,
pilots
exactly
that go,
what
I'm
to
going
do."
to take off by you.
Just imagine how many lives they could have saved
Just
if they
keep on
saw
flying
those
the
red
plane all day.
flags. They didn't see those
Yeah.
red flags.
It's like me and
Yeah.
Grand Theft
They
Auto,
were-
just keep on flying the plane.
Those that had been identified were ignored, and that's the killer right there, because that's an inside job. That's like a blatant
Something was
drop
fishy.
of responsibility to a degree that you got to come forward and answer for it. What the hell did you
whole
do?
911 thing was a fishy thing. Kind of it was.
And the way the Bushes got all the fucking Saudis out. No, Max Nix, no questions asked, get the fuck out. They allowed them to leave. They allowed them to fucking leave.
I think Bush knew something, and from what I understood, from what I heard in videos that I saw on the internet prior to all this, Bush was in some type of deal supposedly because he was a pilot that flew a jet pilot, and he supposedly did some deal overseas where he owed like $10 million still to somebody. His family or himself owed somebody in the Middle East. Supposedly, I heard that prior to all this, and I'm thinking, does this have anything to do with, was he making some type of deal behind our backs and we didn't know?
I gotta go through all this bullshit.
Who fucking knows?
And then, well, I think a lot of it has to even go back further. When I don't know who the fuck was in office, but they had the attack on the World Trade Center.
Oh yeah,
basement,
the basement, right, where it blew up on
the blind sheik. Remember the blind sheik?
That was
he was a radical fanatic who was allowed to live here in America.
Right, exactly. They knew about the guy ahead of time. Like they knew a lot about that guy. Just like they most likely knew a lot about the fucking 911 thing too. Who knows, I mean, what's going on behind political doors, with the politics and the people in power.
You got to ask yourself, if hate runs so deep, what was the conspiracy of killing Princess Diane?
Mm-hmm. That's another strange fucking thing too. Just some weird shit altogether.
I need some coffee.
Are these freak accidents or freak coincidences? Who fucking knows? But
they paid for. They could be paid for.
Right. Just like some of the shit going on right now is being paid for.
Yep.
That's crazy. Who would ever think somebody would pay people to riot? Stuff like that. To stir up shit. Shit disturbers, basically. They're paid shit disturbers out there. There's guys that were admitting it that turned it down even, they're like, I had my option to do it, and I was like, they're not really good at hiding shit either. It's like, oh yeah, we're paying. The idea was to find out who the fuck's paying for all this shit. Somebody's funding the cause. Something's going on. Yeah, it's a shame. No matter which way you look at it, they shouldn't be tearing up cities and shit, man. We gotta look at that shit, especially the cities that they're doing it in. People gotta look at that shit, whether you're from there or not. You know, especially if you're from there, it's like, damn, are you fucking stupid? Now you're looking at a bunch of bullshit. It's like, do you really want to look at a bunch of stupid graffiti on the wall? It doesn't even look artistic even. It looks like a bunch of fucking like a bunch of kindergarteners, bunch of children, 2-year-olds fucking scribbling on the walls and shit. It's like, come on, man. Can't even fucking draw and shit. Can't even spell a word right. It's like, why do you even have a spray paint can? You can't. It'd be fucking dangerous with a set of crayons, motherfucker. What the fuck? That's my take on it. Don't bring any spray paint cans out there if you can't spell a single word correctly. And then the shit looks sloppy on top of it. No fucking good handwriting, nothing. You just suck. Your handwriting sucks. All you graffiti motherfuckers out there can't write with the spray paint can. Go home, practice for a while on some cardboard or something. Spray paint your own fucking garage. You know what's crazy, man? This neighborhood I used to live in St. Louis, I had this neighbor that was, they were a black family. And we got along with them. Everything was cool. And one day they woke up and their car that was in the driveway was spray painted with all this racial shit on there, and it had KKK on there and everything, you know.
Crazy.
And they did an investigation. Well, the family freaked out. They thought it was some white guy or something, you know. And then they started looking at me like, you know, I'm like, hey, man, I'm your neighbor. I like you guys. And then I was like, if I know something, I would tell you. And they did an investigation on the shit. Come find out, it was a black kid that did it. A fucking black kid did it to this black family, and he made it look like KKK. Somebody white did it. Put KKK on there and said, oh, it had to be white people.
Like that one guy that came to Chicago, Jesse Smollett, and said that MAGA guy came down the street with a fucking rope like a cowboy.
Oh, yeah, and where he got beat up or something. Yeah. Yeah, that Smollett, that fucking, yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, and I told him straight up on Facebook, I go, dude,
he should have went to jail for that shit.
Chicago, and what you said, it sounds fucking number one, made up to the motherfucker.
Right.
I'm like, nobody's gonna be out there at 2 o'clock in the fucking
his
morning
ass should have went
with
to
a
jail.
goddamn rope and bleach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
He was trying to incite some shit, man. Yep. Trying to stir up shit.
He's got to go move their drugs at 2 o'clock in the morning. They don't worry about.
I bet you he had a lot of motherfuckers upset over that shit, you know.
And he told me, "Oh, you're an idiot if you don't believe me."
I think he
Who was that?
He should have went to jail for that.
Smollett.
That Smollett motherfucker.
What he fucking said.
That dude was making up that racist shit, saying he got beat up.
MAGA heads were walking down the street. They put a rope around his neck and poured a fucking liquid on him and said, "MAGA."
Yeah, this is MAGA country.
Yeah,
and it was what weren't they two some kind of Jamaican brothers or something like that?
Yeah, it was Jamaican brother that did it. He lied.
I got a question for you.
Shut up, fuckers.
I got a question for you. You know that Latino chick, Cortez?
Yeah.
In The Office. What the fuck is she still doing in there, man? She sucks. And then there's this other one too. I can't stand. Illian Ilmar, something like that, up in Minnesota. What the fuck are they allowing her in office for anywhere? She should
she was
sweeping the floors in those buildings even.
The thing about it is we've allowed our laws to be manipulated and changed to allow foreigners
to dictate,
to be elected to office.
Right, exactly.
They can't ever be president, but they can be elected to a governorship of a state, senator.
To elect them to a political office is way off the charts, way the fuck out there. And you know what? They shouldn't allow that. And you know, it reminds me of the same concept they're allowing with
Hear this about 9/11.
Communist views, Marxist views.
Right.
They called it, painted as progressivism. You know, it's not. That's nothing. It's idiots promoting more of the shit that destroyed Russia.
It reminds me of the same fucking excuses they're making when you have illegals coming here illegally and not doing it like the rest of the migrants have done. Even my relatives, maybe yours and some others, you know, we've done shit, you know.
I worked in the fields from age 11 through 17, 18.
Because my grandparents weren't born and raised here. My grandparents were born and raised overseas. You know, they're
my dad, although enrolled in or enlisted in the military, you know, as an active duty for a lifer, and he became a chief. And despite that, he wasn't stupid. He got his kids to work for their fucking take. That's what taught us a little bit of responsibility. Not all of it suck. Right. There's a few who need some serious help. But yeah, I mean, fuck. I was working cotton fields in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. And this is how we were traveling during vacation. When we go on vacation from California to my grandparents' house in New Mexico and in Texas. It was crazy. He had a brother here in Phoenix who lived here in Avondale in the foothills of Buckeye. As far back as when we were in California in the mid-'70s. So we were always stopping through here, and we saw the massive change in this fucking area. It's fucking ridiculous.
The main point I was making about anyone coming here, I don't care whether it was, what their race is. That's irrelevant to me. If you're coming here illegally, you're illegal. I don't give a fuck if you're red, blue, green, yellow. You came here illegally, and it's unfair to those who went by the book and came here illegally, such as our grandparents and stuff.
And that's crazy because people are being painted in that wide brush, and it's not. There's people who are actually here illegally working the fields with a green card,
right? And
under the work program,
right? And they had to work in a legal manner that was documented. If the same thing with these that are coming here today, they're given rights and funding and help and stuff that they aren't even given to our own citizens that need the same help.
They're not qualified.
Like the same, right? How can they be qualified for it? We have citizens out there right now that are qualified for that, or they're on the streets. Maybe they were homeless for years. They need that first. They should be able to have a say in that.
Every time the question is asked, how come you don't spend that towards
on
the
our
American
own people, right?
Yeah, and how can you justify supporting someone who broke the law? Someone who broke the law.
You're supporting criminals.
And then that's where you find out the level of this person's integrity, willing to allow some laws to be followed and others to be broken. That's bullshit. That is the government. Yeah, there's a government of chaos.
The mentality and the character of that whole thing doesn't make sense. It's contradictory.
And it's so funny when I hear them say, "But who's going to pick our fruits and our vegetables?" That's their fucking, how do you call it? Entitlement.
And that's a stereotype in itself, if you ask me. Why? How are you going to fucking say something like that about? Not you in particular, Mo. I'm talking in general. These people that you were saying, hey, why would they say this shit?
Hear this real quick. Hear
What's
this.
that?
Did you know 6 weeks before the WTC towers collapsed, the owner had a new insurance policy made up ensuring if the owner of the towers would collapse into a terrorist attack, the owners would receive $3.5 billion. The owner, because 2 towers went down, that is 2 times $3.5 billion, but the owner received $2.2 billion. And what happened to lining number 7?
Yep. What happened to that
Fucking
shit?
A.
I have it all right here.
They still can't.
I recorded that from a video on YouTube that I don't know who the person put it out. I can't even find it anymore. But it tells you everything about the Anunnaki alien dudes that came over here and shit. All their symbols are the same thing that we have on here already. Like, what the fuck? The fucking
yeah, you can. They learn from that.
Yeah, the fucking symbol of the pharmaceutical, a snake's going around and shit. And they already had that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but getting the people in this time was so much more easier than when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that happened, signs were ignored, and that's the question that has never been answered. Why? Mm-hmm. And here, in this day and age, it was made obvious. They didn't give a fuck. Every time we looked in the video, somebody crossing our gates illegally through a hole, not at a checkpoint, not at a port of entry, not at a place where you're allowed and supposed to be claiming asylum. No, these were people coming through the gates unchecked because they were unsecured. They were allowed to. And you got the fucking coyotes on the other side, from the Mexican side, peace signs to the fucking people, filming them after they walked 30 or 40 Chinese citizens, all middle-aged or fighting-age men. Not one family. Not one family.
I don't vote, and I never have and never will vote, but I do think I have a right to my opinions on everything. I did serve my country, though, in the military, and so did you. But I think all that, whether we served or whether we vote or not, I think everybody has an entitlement to their opinions, and everybody has that right. And
their freedom of speech.
Right. And especially if you're from the United States, we know how that goes.
I try to join, but they told me my asthma would fuck me up.
Right. And you get big props just for the fact that
I wouldn't even make it through.
You tried. At least you try. A lot of people don't try. I wouldn't say it's a lifestyle for everybody, and it wasn't, it's probably a good experience, for a lot of people if you have nothing else going on.
Rambo.
You can do some years like I did. I did 6 years and got out. Others
be like Rambo when I got out.
I think you did like a whole term, right? Whole life term in there.
Right. I ended up re-enlisting and re-enlisted.
Military.
I re-enlisted so many times. I figured, hey, I'm going to make I may as well go for the retirement benefits and stay in.
How many times you really re-enlist?
Oh, let me see. First time after 4 years. Or did I go in?
Because there's a first initial amount of time you have to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if it was the 6-year enlistment or the 4-year. I think it was the 4-year.
I think it's like.
And then after that 4 year, yeah. Well, it was 4 for me, and I was I had returned from Germany and was stationed in Loring, Maine, and re-enlisted there. And I was in Maine for a good 4 years. And I re-enlisted again, even after getting into trouble.
But you were
at that time.
You were in the Air Force, and my dad was a World War II Marine. He was actually trying to talk me into getting into the Air Force versus the Marine Corps. He was talking. He's like, "Why you want to go in the Marines?"
I had a lot of friends in high school in California when I was first, getting of the age to know the difference between what was good and bad.
Grandpa was in World War II.
Lots of my school age friends from California got into the Marines.
He was on
3 or 4 of them. I'm like, wow.
that fucking beach that he was on. He was one of those survivors. He made it through all that
In the
shit.
Navy, right? In the Navy?
I guess whoever the fuck was over there.
If he was on the
Navy
beach, he
probably
could have
was.
been in the Marines too, because they're known for beach
Oh, he
assaults.
fucking smoked a lot of motherfucking Germans.
I even trained on a lot of beach assaults in the
I thought
Puerto Rico.
I
My
went
dad.
on fucking ancestry.com or some shit, and I found a whole bunch of World War II shit on there from
Cool.
my grandpa. I was like, holy
Yeah,
fuck,
war is
Beach.
not good though.
Holy
I'd
fuck.
rather not see any wars for anyone.
No,
It's not a good
fuck
thing.
that. No, it ain't.
It's never a good thing.
No.
Never.
I hope it is avoidable. That's for sure. I really do.
There's nothing really good that comes out of them. Actually, that
There's nothing that comes out of war. It's only
if we look back
blood.
at everything, we're like, did it really do more than what it did damage wise? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money and lives wasted during that time.
What they can't do. What they can't
Billions
do.
of dollars
Excuse me.
worth of everything, lives and ammunition, everything, weapons, everything get destroyed. Civilized areas.
Exactly. They can't do that because then there's nothing to build on.
Right.
You've destroyed the foundation of the people and of the country.
That's right. That's what they've been doing over in Israel right now. It's destroying civilized areas that
people
they're not
who were
even
told that they
targeting.
had the right to be there and that they had a right to claim something that didn't belong to them. So for decades now, 70 years, they've been claiming that, you're wrong, I'm right. And historically, it's in favor of the Israelis, one way or another.
What they're saying is Iran is saying the military over there. Go ahead and fire a missile over there. I heard there's a lot of babies and children over that way. They don't care.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna pop on over to 840 if you want to stay here?
You going to 840s?
And I'm live too.
Yeah. Wonka said he was live when I went off to get my coffee.
Are you going over there?
I figured it was much. Yeah.
Juggalo? You going there, Juggalo? Juggalo, are you going over there?
You going over there, Doug? Sean, you going over to 840?
Can you hear us?
He's talking to somebody on 840s.
Hey, Juggalo.
I'll catch you over
there. All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
What happened with off axis? He unfriended me. And he unfriended everybody else. On Discord.
Discord, yeah.
I don't know. I try to bring him over here. It won't let me anymore.
Oh, I have to see him. No, he's still on it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, he took her. Where did he go to? 840s. Hello.
What's up?
Where did he go to 840s?
Yeah, he said most of these headed over to 840s.
I'm on there right now.
No shit. We were trying to get you the answer to let you know that we're headed over there.
Yeah,
since you were already over there.
Oh, over there. I'm over there right now. Yeah. I'm probably going to shut this down anyways.
Have you ever owned a Lexus 840? Yeah? Like it?
Yeah. I'm gonna shut this down. Everybody go to 840s. So I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see you over there at 840s. It's toke time.
I guess I ain't going to heaven today.